Hi, welcome to Yoga Today. My name is Mona Godfrey. In today's flow practice, we will work on transitioning in and out of more advanced balancing postures. I hope that you can join us. Hi, welcome back. Thank you for joining us. Today we are practicing in front of the beautiful Grand Tetons in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. So in today's practice, we're going to be working on staying mindful during our transitions into more advanced postures. So a lot of times we get really hyper-focused on the actual postures themselves because they can be intimidating, but remembering to stay present from point A to point B as we move into the postures is just as vital, just as important for us to grow in our practice. So having said that, if you have blocks today, please keep your 2 blocks close to you. You may or may not need them. Let's go ahead and start in a comfortable seated position, grounding down through our sitting bones, sitting up really nice and tall, and just being mindful that we create a long line of energy for our breath to flow through. Maybe lean yourself back a little bit, and then let your legs grow heavy and relax again. Your hands can be on your knees, facing up or down, whichever feels most comfortable. And just take a moment to close your eyes and invite the Ujjayi breath into your body and into your practice. So switching all of the breathing to the nose, creating a slight constriction at the back of the throat. Beginning to involve the diaphragm in the breathing process and deepening the breath. Just taking these next few moments to build a strong foundation for the rest of your practice, so that when we move into more rigorous and advanced postures, the breath will be there to support you in whatever you are doing. Beautiful. So from here, slowly staying with the breath, go ahead and blink the eyes back open. And then from here, inhale, sweep your hands out and up. And then as you exhale, release your right hand down to the earth, maybe coming down onto your right forearm, and reach over with the left hand, opening your heart, opening your chest up towards the sky. And breathe into the left side of your body. You can always stay on the fingertips if you're feeling tight to the left side of your body. And then slowly lifting back up. Inhale, sweep your right hand up towards the sky again. And then release the hands behind you. Go ahead and unbind the legs and find balance on your sitting bones. Tapping down with your tippy toes, draw your heart forward, shoulders pull back. Find balance and then lift the shins parallel to your mat. If you want to take it further, you can extend your hands in line with your shins. If you want to take it even further, you can go ahead and straighten out through the legs. So just gauge where you are right now. Maybe naturally the breath begins to deepen, right, to match the intensity of the pose. Deep inhales, deep exhales. Beautiful. And then from here, slowly release your feet down and then cross your legs the opposite way. So for most of us, that's going to be the more awkward way. So bottom leg on top, top leg on bottom. Again, use your breath. Inhale, sweep your hands out and up, keep the shoulders away from the ears. And then from here, reaching to the left with your left hand, maybe coming onto your fingertips, maybe forearm down to the earth, and then sweep that right hand over the ear. Keep opening the heart, opening the chest, up towards the sky, up towards your ceiling. And breathing here. One more full breath. And then slowly lifting all the way back up. Left hand lifts nice and tall through the torso. And as you exhale again, release the hands behind you. Uncross the legs again. Bring your feet down in front of you. Feet a hip width distance apart. And then from here, lift the heart, lift the chest. And then pressing down with your feet, begin to lift the hips up towards the ceiling, coming into a reverse tabletop. Beautiful. Very nice. Few more breaths here. If there are no neck injuries, go ahead and drop the head back. And keep lifting through the hips, inner thighs rolling up and in towards one another. Beautiful. Keep pressing down with your feet and make sure your feet stay parallel. Very nice. And as you exhale, slowly come all the way back down. So choosing wisely for your body, maybe taking another reverse tabletop, maybe straightening out through the legs here, and then taking Purvottanasana, reverse plank. So if you are taking the full Purvottanasana variation, you want to go ahead and ground down with your hands. Really begin to engage the legs, the belly, and then lifting the hips up towards the sky. Beautiful. Engage the quads. Maybe the tops of the feet come down. If they don't, that's okay. Keep lifting the middle back, upper back towards the sky. If there are no neck injuries, go ahead and drop the head back. And then really ground down through those palms. Beautiful. One more full Ujjayi breath. And then on the exhale, slowly begin to come down. Beautiful. So from here, go ahead and pull the knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze and then start rocking forward and back on your mat. As you do this, maybe bring your legs a little bit wider and then see if you can rock up into squat, Malasana. So wide-legged variation of Malasana. If that transition doesn't work in your body, get there anyway that does. It's a tricky one. So working the elbows to the outside, to the inside of your legs. Bring your hands to your heart and your heart to your hands. Draw your chest forward. Collarbones are broadening. Beautiful. Really get strong through your core and drop your tail down towards the earth. And then maybe take a moment here. Close your eyes and reconnect to your breath. One more full inhale. And then on the exhale, release the hands down. Lift your tail, heel toe your feet out, hip width distance apart. Spread your toes out, a little more weight into the balls of the feet. Let your torso go ragdoll. So maybe you sway side to side. Maybe you shake your head out, yes or no. And then slowly bringing any movement to a still. Release your hands down. And then from here, inhale and lengthen, rise halfway. Lifting your tail, shoulders pull back, hands can be on the shins. If you can maintain the length and the extension, feel free to have the fingertips by your tippy toes. Beautiful. And then as you exhale, empty and fold. Inhale, press down with your feet. Sweep your hands out and up as you ground down into the earth. Pause with your hands right above your shoulders. Release your right hand down. And then walk your right fingertips down your right leg as you reach to the right with your left hand. And again, bring that left hand behind your ear, opening your heart, opening your chest. And then slowly use your core strength, not momentum, to come up. Bring your right hand up, release your left hand down, not collapsing into the left side, but moving into it mindfully. Keep your belly pulling up and in. Turn your chest and your heart towards the ceiling, towards the sky. Keep pulling that right shoulder back into its socket. One more full Ujjayi breath. And then slowly come all the way up. And then from here, bring your hands to your heart center. Samastitihi. Heel toe your feet in together. Big toes touch. Heels slightly apart. Ground down through your feet. Close the eyes for a moment. Notice your breath. Notice your body temperature. And we'll slowly begin to move into our flow. As you inhale, sweep your hands down and up. Maybe blink the eyes open if you don't feel comfortable having them closed. As you exhale, leading with the heart, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen, rise halfway. Exhale, empty and fold. On your next inhale, step back with your right foot. Release your right knee down. Inhale, sweep your hands up, inner thighs, outer hips firming in together. As you exhale, draw the elbows down, open the heart, open the chest. Inhale, arms lift. As you exhale, frame your left foot, firm up through that right quad, and little drama in the hips. See if you can just float your left foot back into your plank position. Beautiful. Holding and breathing here for 3. Beginning to fire up the belly, 2. Relax your face, deepen into the breath, 1. As you exhale, press back. Downward facing dog. So maybe first downward dog of the day for most of us. Feel free to invite some movement into the body here. Maybe you pedal your feet. Maybe you sway your hips side to side. Beautiful. And then see if you can bring your feet out to about hip width distance apart. So giving yourself a little bit of room to ground. Very nice. One more full Ujjayi breath here. On your next inhale, go ahead and sweep your left heel up towards the ceiling. Heel up, toes down, hips are square. Beautiful, nice adjustments. As you exhale, pull your left knee into your nose, shoulders forward of your wrists, hold for 3, 2, on 1, inhale, leg lifts. As you exhale, look between your hands, see where you're headed and step the foot through. Firm through the inner thighs, outer hips. Keep that right knee off the mat this time. Zip the belly away from that left quad so it's not bearing all the weight. And then just bring your hands out in front of you, palms facing each other. As you exhale, pull the elbows back, broadening through the collarbones. Use your breath here. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull it back. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull it back. And on your next inhale, go ahead and lift up into your high lunge. Beautiful. One more full Ujjayi breath here. And then from here, release your hands to frame your left foot. Step up to the front of the mat, big toes kiss. Inhale, lengthen, rise halfway. Exhale, empty and full. Inhale, press down with your feet, sweep your hands out and up. And as you exhale, this time swan dive all the way back down. Inhale, lengthen and rise halfway. And then as you exhale, bend the knees, step back with your left foot. Release the left knee down. Inner thighs, outer hips firming in together. Inhale, sweep your hands up. Exhale, draw the elbows down, open the heart, open the chest. Inhale, arms lift. And as you exhale, frame your right foot, firm up through the left quad. Try to keep the hips level with the shoulders. Little drama in the hips, float your right foot back. Come into your plank position. Really energetically press the earth away. Hold and breathe here for 3. Kidneys inflating up towards the sky, towards the ceiling. Quads firm, inner thighs rolling in towards one another. 1. And as you exhale, press back. Downward facing dog, maybe moving right into stillness. Check in with your breath. From your down dog, inhale, right leg lifts. Again, squaring through the hips, beautiful. As you exhale, pull your right knee into your chest. Holding and breathing here for 3. Keep the breath going. 2. Without momentum, on 1, inhale that right leg back up towards the ceiling, all strength. As you exhale, step that foot through. Squeeze through the inner thighs, outer hips. Peel your belly away from that right quad so it's not bearing all the weight. And get light in the fingertips. Keep your torso nice and low to the earth and extend your hands out in front of you. Nice and long through the back of the neck. As you exhale, pull the elbows back. Inhale, arms extend. Use your breath. Exhale, pull it back. Inhale, extend. Keep your face nice and soft. Exhale, pull it back. Inhale, extend. And this time rise all the way up into your high lunge. Maybe take a little soft bend in that left knee so you can tuck your tail under, press your hips forward. Beautiful. Contain the rib cage. Strong and straight through the arms. As you exhale, draw the elbows down. Inhale, arms extend. And this time framing your right foot. See how lightly you can step your left foot up to meet the right. Big toes kiss. Inhale, lengthen, rise halfway. Exhale, empty and full. Heel toe your feet out hip width distance apart. Inhale, one more time, lengthen and rise halfway. And then from here, go ahead and interlace your fingers behind your tailbone. If you can, bring the heels of your hands together and then slowly begin to let your torso drop, coming into a forward fold. Beautiful, very nice. So keep playing with your weight distribution, leaning a little bit more weight into the balls of the feet. Experiment, very nice. Getting lighter in the heels. And then as you work the arms overhead, at the same time, keep pulling your shoulders away from the ears. Beautiful. So strengthening the upper part of your back. Very nice, Krista. One more full breath here. Keep pulling up through the quads, pulling up through the kneecaps, and then slowly from this space, go ahead and release your hands down. Heel toe your feet in together, big toes touch, heels slightly apart. And then inhale, lengthen, rise halfway. Beautiful. As you exhale, empty and fold. Inhale, step your right foot back, coming into pyramid pose. So feet about hip-width distance apart, both legs strong and straight. If you're feeling a little bit tight in those hamstrings, maybe go ahead and grab your blocks. You can frame your front foot with your blocks. Just gives you a little bit more of extra length. From here, take a deep inhale, lengthen wherever you are. Pull your left hip back, right hip forward, nice and flat through the low back. Shoulders away from the ears, and as you exhale, begin to empty and fold over the left leg. Nice deep breaths. Back of the neck is nice and long. On your next inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest. Go ahead and take a little bend in that left knee, hop your right foot back, and then release that right knee down again. So you can keep the blocks around your left foot if that helps you to stay lifted. From here, squeeze the inner thighs together, outer hips in towards one another, and then begin to work your right heel in towards the back body. Maybe that's as far as you go. If you're feeling stable here, maybe reaching back with the right hand. Maybe reaching back with the left hand. And then kick the foot into the hand into the foot, opening and expanding through the heart. Keep your belly pulling up and in. And then maybe taking your gaze slightly up towards the sky. Taking a couple of deep breaths here. Beautiful. And then from this space, slowly release the foot down if you had it. And then remove the blocks out of the way if you're using them. Firm up through that right quad. Again, little drama in the hips. Try to use your core. Pull that belly up and in, and then step that left foot back, coming right into your plank position. So from here, taking our first vinyasa, taking a Ashtanga Namaskar, a little more gentle. Go ahead and drop the knees down. Lift the heart, lift the chest, squeeze the elbows in, and lower your chest down between your hands. 8 points on the earth. As you inhale, low cobra. Squeeze the elbows in, lift the heart, lift the chest, press the tops of the feet into the earth. As you exhale, press back, coming into your downward facing dog. From your down dog, inhale, lift the left leg up towards the ceiling, towards the sky, nice and high, beautiful. So be mindful when lifting that leg up that you lift up with square hips. So keeping the hips nice and square, belly stays engaged. Beautiful. As you exhale, pull that left knee to your left elbow and see if you can make contact. Beautiful. Driving your shoulders forward of the wrists, lifting the hips. Very nice. Getting high on those right tippy toes. Beautiful form, Jen. And then as you inhale, lift that left leg back up. And then as you exhale, step it through, coming back into that pyramid pose. So again, use your blocks here if you were using them before for support. Grounding down through that back heel. Very nice. And then from this space, keep your right hand either to the inside of your left foot, top of the foot, or outside for the most advanced posture. We're going to move into our twisting triangle. Very nice. So you still want to keep pulling that left hip back, right hip forward. And then if you feel stable there, maybe extend that left hand up towards the sky. Very nice. Beautiful. Expanding open through the heart, open through the chest. Keep grounding down through that back leg. So about 60% of your weight is going to be in that back leg. Beautiful. One more full breath. And then slowly release that hand down. Very nice. Squaring through the hips. And then from here, shift weight into that left foot. Come into your standing splits. Inhale that right leg up towards the sky. Right. Finding intention through the feet, beautiful. And then maybe you can wrap your left hand around your left ankle. Very nice, playing with balance. Beautiful form, ladies. Nice usage of the blocks, very nice here. And then slowly release that right foot down next to your left. Big toes are kissing. Inhale, lengthen and rise halfway. Shoulders pull back. Exhale, empty and full. Inhale, sweep your hands out enough, grounding down to grow tall. And as you exhale, you're going to come all the way back down. Inhale, lengthen, rise halfway. Exhale, empty and full. And then from here, stepping back with your left foot now, coming into your pyramid feet on the other side. So again, use your blocks here if you need to. Really ground down to that outer edge of your left foot. Take a deep inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest, pull your right hip back, and then as you exhale, empty and fold over your right leg. Keep pulling your right hip back, left hip forward. Relax the back of your neck, relax your face, and then breathe into the sensations. Deep belly inhales. Deep belly exhales. On your next inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest. Take a little soft bend in that right knee, and then hop your left foot back, releasing your left knee down. Make sure your right ankle is underneath the right knee. So again, you can keep the blocks around your right foot if you need to. Finding length through the heart, opening the chest. Squeeze everything into the midline of the body. Zip that belly up and in. And then maybe you work that left heel in towards the back body. So one side may be very different than the other. Pay attention to that. And then notice, maybe here grabbing onto the back of the foot with one hand. If it doesn't work, just stay where you are, more than okay. Maybe grabbing onto the foot with both hands. And then you want to feel like you're kicking your foot into your hand and your hands are resisting the foot as you expand your heart forward. Maybe you lift your chest. Maybe you lift your gaze up towards the sky. Hold here and breathe. Very nice, ladies. Beautiful work. One more full Ujjayi breath. Maybe sink a little bit deeper into that right knee. Keep kicking back with that foot. And then slowly, as you exhale, release the foot if you had it. Frame your front foot. Firm it through that left quad. And again, little drama in the hips. See if you can lightly float your right foot back into your plank position, resisting the earth. Belly up and in, strong arms, soft face, gaze slightly forward. And it's your choice. Knees, chest into low cobra as before. Or maybe lowering down halfway, chaturanga dandasana, into an up dog. So choosing wisely for your body, paying attention. And then as you exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Take a few cleansing breaths here. Beautiful. Stay broad through the upper shoulders. And then keep lifting the tail high. Getting light through the torso, through the arms, shoulders away from the air. It's beautiful. From here, inhale, lifting that right leg up towards the sky. Mindful in that transition. As you exhale, bring your right knee to your right elbow. So even here, move slowly, melt your movement like you're moving through honey. See if you can make contact for 3. Breathing deeply, 2. 1, inhale, right leg lifts. And then as you exhale, step that right foot through. Maybe hop that left foot in a little bit. Use your blocks again if you were using them before for your twisting triangle. So from here, left hand either to the inside, you can use your block to the top of the foot or to the outside. And then keeping the hips nice and square, very beautiful. Inhale, sweep your right hand up. And try not to extend past your shoulder, right? So not pinching your shoulder, just an extension. Very nice. Keeping the hips square, twisting from the midline of the body, twisting from the belly button. Beautiful. And then keep grounding down through that back leg. And then from here, slowly release that right hand down. Beginning to shift weight into your front foot. Lift that back leg out of strength in your core versus momentum of toppling forward. Very nice. And if you tried it on one side, maybe wrap the right hand around the right ankle, drawing yourself in closer. Just an option to take. Beautiful. Very nice, Jen. One more breath. Maybe lift a little bit higher. Find intention through those left tippy toes. And then as you exhale, step that foot down. Big toes kiss. Inhale, lengthen, rise halfway. Exhale, empty and fold. Inhale, sweep your hands out and up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Continuing to flow. Inhale, sweep your hands out and up. Exhale, leading with the heart, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen, rise halfway. Exhale, empty and fold. Step back with your right foot. Release your right knee down. Bring both hands to the inside of your left foot. And then from here, you can use your block again if you would like to. We're going to start lowering down onto our forearms. So maybe you bring your forearms down onto the mat. Maybe you bring your forearms down onto your block. Beautiful. For the purpose of what we're doing now, keep squeezing your left inner thigh towards the midline of your body. Beautiful. And then if you would like to add a little bit more warmth to your body, a little more strength to the posture, you can begin to firm up through the right quad and then lift that right kneecap off the earth. Beautiful. Holding and breathing here. So in this space, perhaps taking it further, feel free to start working on inching that left shoulder underneath the left leg as much as you can. Beautiful. So from here, you can stay in this space, just working that shoulder underneath the left leg or moving towards your Kundinyasana. So you begin to lift back onto your right palm. You ready to give it a go, Jen? Give it a try, yeah. All right, so you're going to start working to squeeze that right elbow into the midline of the body. So there's quite a ways to go. Your elbow needs to come onto about your right hip bone. So you got to lean your weight forward. Beautiful. Lean your weight forward, and maybe that left leg lifts. Nice. Maybe that right leg extends. And if you fall flat on your face, awesome, right? This is the best and safest place to fall. And that was a beautiful transition, so you can give that a go. Otherwise, just lift that left leg, set it back into your plank position. Beautiful, Krista. And then move through your vinyasa. You can always take it right back into down dog. You can take it back into child's pose if you need to. So in your down dog, maybe take a couple of cleansing breaths. Maybe shake your head out, yes or no. Restore in this space. On your next inhale, lift the left leg up high. As you exhale, bring your left knee to your right elbow, twist. See if you can make contact, holding and breathing. 3, 2, and on 1, inhale, lift the leg up nice and high. Step the foot through. Coming into your high lunge. Inhale, arms lift all the way up. Beautiful. Take one more full breath here, and then as you exhale, release the back heel down. Open up into warrior 2. Very nice. So really working on opening the hips, opening the body towards the side. Beautiful. Grounding down through that back leg. Go ahead and flip that left hand, reverse and take it back, keeping that deep bend in the knee. Very nice. Stay light in your right hand. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to come back into warrior 2. Pause there for a second, nice and mindful. Bring your right hand to your right hip. We're going to transition into the half moon. So maybe use your block if you need to here. Set it out in front of you. And then maybe hop that right foot in a little bit so you can shift weight into your left foot. So use that block if you need to. Ladies, you might even need to step back on your mat a little bit. Beautiful. And then can you lift that right leg through the strength of your core versus because you're toppling forward out of momentum. Maybe right hand begins to extend up towards the sky. So here, keep rotating your right hip right on top of the left. Flex your right foot fiercely, kicking into the Tetons there or into your back wall at home. Maybe that right arm is lifted. One more full breath. And then slowly release that right hand down. Very mindfully, again, try not to collapse in the transition. Square through the hips. And then for one breath, as you inhale, take another standing split. Feel free to use your blocks here. Feel free to take it further, wrapping the left hand, maybe even wrapping the right hand. And then slowly release the right foot down next to your left. Big toes are kissing. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen and rise halfway. Lift the heart, pull your shoulders back. Exhale, contract the belly, empty and fold forward. Inhale, sweep your hands out and up, grounding down through your feet. Exhale will take you all the way down, swan dive. Inhale, lengthen right, rise halfway. Exhale, empty and fold. On your next inhale, step back with your left foot. Release the left knee down. So from here, bringing both hands to the inside of your right foot. And then feel free to use this block again if you need to. So ideally, whatever you did on the right side is what you want to do on the left. Unless you're working with an extreme injury or extreme soreness, you want to keep the body balanced. So maybe coming down onto the forearms, maybe coming down onto the earth. And for the purpose of what we're doing right now, keep hugging that inner right thigh towards the midline of your body. Everything pulling in, core is nice and strong. And then try to relax the back of the neck. Try to relax the face. And if you want to take it further, if you did on the other side, again, go ahead and firm up through that left quad. And lift the left kneecap off the earth. Beautiful. And then your choice, maybe beginning to wiggle that right arm underneath the right shoulder. Right, so one side may be very different than the other. Pay attention to that. Squeezing in the elbows, getting nice and low to the ground. You want to get high on those left tippy toes, tilt your weight forward. That left elbow gets close to that left hip. Get light in your right tippy toes. Maybe you move into your Kundanyasana. Keep lifting the heart, straightening through the legs. One more full breath. And then wherever you are, transitioning through your vinyasa. Your choice. Meeting back. Downward facing dog. I'm taking a couple of cleansing breaths here again. Maybe let the head go. Let your inhales nourish the body, nourish the mind. With your exhale, see what you can let go of. On your next inhale, right leg lifts. As you exhale, twisting right knee to your left elbow. Holding and breathing. 3. Lift high. Get high on those left tippy toes. 2. And 1. Inhale, right leg lift. Step it through, high lunge. Firm through the inner thighs, outer hips. Zip the belly away from that right quad. And inhale, lift. Shoulders away from the ears. Pinky slightly in, thumb slightly out. Beautiful. And then release that back heel down. Open up, warrior 2. Very nice. So always checking in. Make sure your right knee is not tracking over your right ankle. So if you need to widen your base a little bit, honor that. Go ahead and flip that right hand. Beautiful. Reverse and take it back. Nice. Stay light in that left hand. And then transitioning through warrior 2. Beautiful. Left hand onto your left hip. You might even need to hop that left foot in a little bit so you can actually shift weight into right foot, engage the core. Use your block, Krista, if you need to. Beautiful. And then move into that half moon. Beautiful. Keep kicking that foot into the back wall or into the Tetons. Very nice. Opening your heart, opening your chest, maybe shifting the gaze. One more full breath, and then without collapsing, how slowly can you release that left hand to the earth? Squaring through the hips. One more standing split. Take a deep inhale, lift a little bit higher, find intention through your feet. And exhale, release that left foot down to the earth, big toes kissing. Inhale, lengthen, rise halfway. Exhale, empty and fold. Heel toe your feet out to the edges of your mat. Go ahead and drop your hips nice and low, coming back into that wide-legged malasana. So wide-legged squat variation. Bring the hands to heart center. Beautiful. And then from here, go ahead and extend that left hand underneath the left shin. Release the palm down to the earth. Might be a little bit challenging for us with our limited platform here, but you want to keep pressing your leg open, and then inhale, sweep your right hand up, opening the heart. Again, opening the chest. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you wiggle that right hand behind your back body, reaching for your left hip crease. Maybe you interlock your fingers and then keep opening the heart, opening the chest, pulling your right shoulder away from the right ear. Maybe gaze comes up towards the sky. And then take a deep breath here. Wherever you are, slowly release the hold if you had it. Bring your hands to heart center. One more full Ujjayi breath here. Inhale, lift the heart. Ground through the heels, stay light in the toes. Exhale, see what you can let go of. Other side, wiggling that right hand to the outside of your right leg. Inhale, sweep your left hand up. Try to keep that left arm behind your head. And then maybe staying in this place or interlocking your fingers. See if you can make a connection. You can always use a towel or grab onto your t-shirt if you're close. Keep pulling that left shoulder back. Gaze, face up towards the sky. And then slowly here, releasing. Bring your hands back to heart center. And then release your hands down, lift your hips up high, heel toe your feet in together. Big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Inhale, lengthen, rise halfway. Exhale, empty and full. On your inhale, bend the knees, sit into your chair pose, Utkatasana. So looking down, you can see the fringes of your toes past your knees, so the weight is predominantly in your heels. Hollow out the belly, lift the heart, lift the chest, maybe gaze up towards the sky. One more breath, shoulders away from the ears, and as you exhale, empty and fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen, and then as you exhale, your choice, you can lightly step, walk, or maybe float your feet back into your plank position, moving through Chaturanga. Meeting back in your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, step the foot through. And then come right into your Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Maybe taking a wider stance than before. Finding your gaze over those right fingertips. Flip your right hand, reverse and take it back. And then transitioning back into that half moon. So again, maybe you wiggle your left foot in. We might need to even take ourselves back a little bit on our platform and then begin to extend that left leg up nice and high. So taking any step further for your practice, for your body. Maybe you don't use the block. Maybe you extend that left hand. Maybe you take your gaze to the side or up towards the sky. Maybe working that left heel in towards the back body. And then grabbing a hold of the foot. If you have the foot, kick the foot into the hand into the foot. Maybe lift the heart, lift the chest. So from here, slowly beginning to release the foot if you were holding on to it. Mindfully release your left hand out, squaring through the hips. And then go ahead and, with control, step that left foot back and come into your middle lunge. Beautiful. From here, set your left hand down and inhale, sweep your right hand up towards the sky. So stay really nice and strong through that left arm, nice and strong through that left leg. Keep your right hand extended, look down at your right tippy toes for perspective. Press down with your left hand as you begin to roll to the outer edge of your left foot, and then move into your side plank, Vashisthasana. See how mindful you can move into that space. And if you came out of it, just recenter. Hugging everything into the midline of the body. Flex your feet, kick your feet into the back wall or into those tetons. Zip your low belly up and then lift your right hip up. And then slowly release your right hand down. Yogi's choice, vinyasa, down dog, or maybe child's pose. So remembering you always have the option to choose child's pose. It's a beautiful place to go to reconnect to your breath. Very nice. Meeting back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Beautiful. Exhale, step it right through into your Warrior 2, opening up. Very nice. So from here, flipping that left hand, reverse and take it back. And then transitioning once more into that beautiful half moon. Take your time lifting that right leg up with control. Very nice. So again, not momentum, but strength. If you look back at your right foot, you should be able to see your right tippy toes. So we have a tendency to kind of pull that leg back. Try to bring it forward. Very nice. And then either here, bending that right leg, working into your variation, Ardha Chanda Chapasana, or just staying where you are, finding your fullest expression. So maybe extending that hand up towards the sky. Beautiful. Very nice. Deep breaths. See if you can relax the face. And then from here, slowly releasing the foot if you had it. Beautiful, Jen. And then releasing that right hand down, squaring through the hips, and then see how lightly you can get those right toes to touch down behind you as you move into your middle lunge. Nice control, fantastic. Then release your right hand down. And inhale, sweep your left hand up. Very nice, beautiful. Keep the back of that knee lifting up towards the sky. Stay really strong through the right hand, and then look down at your fingertips per perspective. Very nice, and then shift into that side plank. Very nice, beautiful. Stacking your feet, tucking your tail under. So notice if your left hip is drawing back. Can you draw your left hip? Very nice adjustment, in line with your right. All right, so thinking of your Tadasana here, thinking of your mountain pose. One more full breath, getting light through the left side of your body, fantastic. And then release the left hand down. Find your plank position, yogi's choice, vinyasa, downward facing dog, or straight into your child's pose. Very nice. Beautiful. And then here, everyone drop your knees. Take a child's pose. Shift your hips back. Any child's pose that feels right in your body. We've done a lot of shoulder strengthening postures. Maybe even take your hands back behind you and then interlace your fingers behind your tailbone and just let the shoulders drop and see how that feels in your body. Very nice. Soft in the face. Refocus on the breath. Beautiful. And then on your next inhale, go ahead and plant your hands again. Come into your tabletop position. So just relinking breath to movement. We'll take some cat and cow stretches just for the sole purpose of bringing some fluidity back into the spine and then bringing some control back into the breath, some connectivity to the movement. As you inhale, drop the belly down, lift the heart, lift the chest, shoulders pull back, heart lifts. Exhale, empty, hollow out. Tuck your chin into your chest. Listen to your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then on your next inhale, find a neutral spine. And then from here, we're going to swing our legs out in front of us. Beautiful. Taking a nice forward fold, releasing our back. Maybe move your flesh out of the way, sit up nice and tall. Inhale, sweep your hands out and up. And then as you exhale, leading with the heart, fold forward. Grab onto what you can. Ankles, shins, or backs of the feet. Take another deep inhale, lift the heart. Pull your shoulders back, lead with the heart as you fold forward. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. On your next inhale, slowly lifting all the way back up. Release your hands by your sides. Beautiful. So from here, we're going to move into another boat pose, Navasana, and just notice if it feels any different than the first one that you took today. So finding balance on those sitting bones. We're going to get light through the feet. Bring your shins parallel to the earth. Maybe hands in line with the shins, holding and breathing here. If you want to take it further, you can extend out through the legs. Beautiful. Very nice. Keep lifting the heart, lifting the chest. Beautiful. So from here, staying in this place, we're moving into Ardha Navasana. So beginning to slowly lower your body down towards the earth, just hovering the shoulders, hovering the heels above the earth, core is pulling up and in, engaged, holding and breathing for 3, 2, And then on 1, go ahead and lift all the way back up, holding and breathing here. Keep lifting the heart. Beautiful. Holding and breathing. 3. Maybe spread the tippy toes out. Smiling always helps. Yes? 1. And then slowly lower down again. Ardha Navasana. Holding and breathing here for 5. That's the bad news. 4. The good news is we're not lifting back up. 3. 2, and then come all the way down onto your mat. Give yourself a little squeeze, hug the knees into the chest. Beautiful. Maybe rock side to side, massage your low back. Very nice. So from here, we're going to move into shoulder stand sequence. That will be our inversion for the day. So doing the entire sequence is very, very important, just as important as the shoulder stand itself. So preparing our bodies, leading our bodies up safely and gently into that space. So having said that, if you have any neck injuries, any shoulder injuries, or don't want to invert for any reason at all today, feel free to take Supta Baddha Konasana. So maybe take the soles of your feet, cross-sit together, and let your knees drop out to the sides. Beautiful. And then you can rest your hands on your belly and just focus on your breathing. So that's a beautiful place to stay if you don't want to take shoulder stand for any reason, if you don't want to invert at all for any reason. Maybe you're just ready to start winding down. And then Jen, why don't you join me in taking shoulder stand sequence? So from here, let's have you flip around on the mat. Yeah, beautiful. And then make sure that you've got plenty of space behind you on the mat. Beautiful, coming all the way down. And most importantly here, once your feet come over your head, you want to make sure that you're not moving your head and your neck anymore. Your gaze stays at your belly or at your legs. So lifting the legs up into reverse staff. For a moment here, just feel your belly engage. Pull that low belly into the spine and feel yourself eliminating that space between your middle back and the mat, right? So it's almost like your tailbone lifts a little bit as your inner thighs firm, as your feet lift up towards the sky, energetically grounding down with your forearms, so a sense of lift. And then from here, if you need to, you can rock forward and back a little bit. If not, see if you can use your core strength and begin to draw your legs overhead. Beautiful. Coming into your plow pose. Very nice. And then see if you can rock your shoulders underneath your upper back a little bit, and then bring your hands to the small of your back. So once you're in this position, you really want to stay mindful that you don't move your head and your neck anymore, right? So hopefully at this point, you're not looking at the screen, just listening. Beautiful. And the higher you walk your hands on your back, the more upright your torso will be. Maybe one leg at a time, maybe both legs at once, beginning to lift up into your shoulder stand. Very nice. So working the legs almost perpendicular to the earth. And this will happen with more ease as you get more advanced in your practice, with more practice itself. Spreading the toes out, inner thighs squeezing in together. Beautiful form, Jen. Face is relaxed, right? And then maybe here slightly working your chin away from your chest, pressing the top of your head into the earth, creating a little bit of space in your neck. Very nice. Holding and breathing here. Let's take 2 more full breaths. And then if you're resting in your Supta Baddha Konasana, just making sure that you're staying connected to your breath, watching your inhales and watching your exhales. Beautiful. And then slowly here again, maybe one leg at a time, maybe both legs at once, bringing your feet overhead into your plow. Do it with control. Very nice. You can stay in your plow position, and it's okay if the toes don't touch the earth, or maybe working into Karnapidasana, knees on the forehead or around the ears. So if the knees have no place to rest, I recommend supporting the low back. So just take a couple of more breaths here, and it is a challenging pose to breathe in, right? The belly and the lungs are constricted, but to your best ability, stay connected to the breath. Deep inhales, deep exhales. So now we're going to transition out, and again, transitioning out just as important as coming into the posture. Go ahead and bring the knees off the ground, come back into your plow pose. Beautiful. Inner thighs squeezing in together. Now we're going to lower down with control. So begin to rock the shoulders from underneath you, releasing the hands. Try to keep the legs in as close to the face for as long as you can. So it's almost like an inverted forward fold, contracting the belly. Beautiful. Very nice. And moving slowly, so abdominal control. Especially once you finally release your tailbone down to the earth. Fantastic work, Jen. Looks beautiful. You want to slow it down. Like strong and straight. If you have any low back issues, maybe scoot your hands a little bit underneath your tush. Otherwise, stay where you are for extra belly work and lower it down to a count of 9, 8, 7. I'll count quickly. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release down. Beautiful work. So from here, coming into our fish pose, Matsyasana, go ahead and slide your hands a little bit underneath your tush, coming onto your forearms. So important to do your counter pose, stretching your shoulders and your neck in the opposite direction. Jen, why don't I have you turn back around for your fish pose? And Krista, why don't you join us? So fish is nice to take even if you didn't take your shoulder stand sequence. It's a nice way to open the heart, the chest, and it's a nice way to end the practice with a beautiful heart opener. So sliding your hands a little bit underneath the tush. Really important here to stay active through the legs. So lifting the kneecaps, firming through the quads, pointing through the tippy toes, and then begin to lift the heart, the chest above everything else. Almost as if there's this imaginary string pulling your heart towards the sky. Beautiful. If there are no neck injuries, go ahead and drop the head back. Very nice. And then slowly, wherever you are, release back down. Hug your knees into your chest. Beautiful work. And give yourself a little squeeze. Very nice. So from here, we're going to come into our reverse pigeon, taking a little hip stretch before we move further on. So release your feet down to the ground. Beautiful. Go ahead and lift up your right leg. Flex your right foot and set your right ankle above your left knee. Very nice. So it's really important to keep that right foot flexed to protect your right knee. I just flex both feet when they come off the ground. Easy way to not forget. So here, lifting the feet off the ground, go ahead and snake your hands to that little loop that you created. Grab onto the back of the thigh or front of the shin. Very nice. Beautiful. Holding and breathing here. So notice if your low back begins to lift off the mat. You want to keep grounding down with your tailbone. And in this posture, you're going to reinstate that natural little curve in your low back. So there's a little bit of space between your, middle back and the mat. Grounding down to the tailbone, relaxing the shoulders, even as you pull those legs into the body. And then if you're wanting to take it a little deeper, keep pressing that right elbow into that right inner thigh, drawing that right knee out towards the front of the room. Beautiful. One more full breath here. And then slowly release, switch it over to the other side. So flexing your left foot, left ankle above the right knee. Beautiful. Flex both feet. Weave your hands through, grab onto the back of the thigh, front of the shin. And again, keep grounding your tailbone down, even as you pull those knees in towards you. Shoulders and face are relaxed. Continue to stay with your breath. So even as we begin to wind down, you want to stay connected to your Ujjayi breath. May not be as full, may not be as deep as it was at the beginning or at the core of your practice, but it's still with you. And then slowly releasing down. Beautiful. Take your feet out to the edges of your mat and then let your knees drop in together. You can rest your hands by your sides or on your belly. Let's take a couple of breaths here. And either staying in the space or you can take windshield wiper legs, just dropping your knees over to one side, maybe pausing and holding if it feels good, maybe taking your legs over to the other side. And then slowly bringing that movement to a still. And then from there, go ahead and hug the knees in. We're going to take an easy spinal twist. So take your hands out to a T formation. You're going to lift your hips a little bit off the earth and then set your hips over to the left. And then drop your knees over to the right. Beautiful. So dropping the knees down. Hips to the left, knees to the right. Very nice. See if you can relax your knees, relax your shoulders. Maybe take your gaze over the left fingertips if there are no neck injuries, if that feels okay in your body. And then when you look down at your left hip, it should be in line with your left shoulder. So Krista, go ahead and scoot your hips. There you go. And then your knee should be a little bit higher than your hips. And then slowly coming back to center, and we'll shift our hips over to the other side again. Lift your hips a little bit, shift them over to the right, and then drop your knees over to the left. Yeah, beautiful. And then see if you can move your hips a little bit back this way. Yep. So when you look at that left shoulder, your left shoulder is going to be in line with your hip. Or I guess it's your right shoulder. Beautiful. And then slowly, mindfully, make your way back to center. And from here, give yourself one last little squeeze. Hug your knees into your chest. Maybe even bring your nose to your knees. Beautiful. And then we'll release down into our final resting pose, Shavasana. So make any adjustments that you need in order to be fully comfortable. Feel free to place a blanket underneath your head. If you have any soreness or tightness in your low back, feel free to roll up your blanket, maybe place it underneath your knees. And at this point, just letting your whole body melt down into the earth, letting go of any controlled breathing, letting your body be heavy. And then scan the whole body from your tippy toes to the crown of your head. Notice if you're holding on to anything. See if you can let it go. And since we're in the process of letting go, also scan your mind, your heart. If there's anything that you're holding on to from today's practice, any attachment to the postures or the transitions we worked on today, see if you can let that go as well. Anything from your week or your day thus far, maybe something that's sitting heavy on your heart or has been running through your mind. Maybe just beginning the process of becoming aware and looking to let go. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. If you would like to stay in your Shavasana for a little bit longer, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, beginning to bring some movement to your tippy toes, to your fingertips. Maybe forming some circles, bringing some movement into your wrists and your ankles. Maybe beginning to take deeper breaths and letting one of those inhalations extend the arms overhead. See if you can go really nice and tall through the body, pointing through the tippy toes, reaching with the fingertips. And then pull everything into the midline of the body. Give yourself a nice little hug. Beautiful. And just very mindfully rolling over to the right side, resting in your fetal position for a moment. You can use your right hand as a pillow. And absolutely no rush, even observing this transition. How are you getting from the earth up into a seated position? So maybe pressing down with that left hand, maybe keeping the eyes closed as you come all the way up to seated. Beautiful. Find a comfortable seat, sit up nice and tall again, so coming full circle, just the way that we first began class. Bring your hands to your heart center. Maybe notice any changes in the body, the mind, heart. And then bowing your head to your heart in gratitude to yourself for finding the time, the energy, the discipline to be here today and to dedicate yourself to your yoga practice, to dedicate yourself to yourself. Maybe take a moment to send some good love and energy to someone in your life who could benefit from that. And see if you can take any newfound sense of calm or stillness into your day and share it with those around you, friends, family, strangers. Thank you for joining us. We hope to see you tomorrow on Yoga Today. Namaste.